Alright, hello you YouTubers. Guess what came in the mail today? We got God decks, both Obelisk and Slifer. So let's go ahead and let's do the unboxing. Alright. We're going to go with Slifer first. Let's get this. Let's get at this from the bottom. It's a little easier to get to. It's a tip I actually learned from TGS Anime, actually watching his unboxing video. Shout out to TGS Anime's channel. Alright. So let's go ahead and take a look at how some of these are looking here. We got Slifer. I already have the copy that I'm using, but this is just always nice to have, a nice brand new ultra rare reprint, classic art. It would have been nicer if they were prismatics. I know a lot of people were complaining about the rarities of some of these, and it would have been nicer if they were better rarities. In my opinion, though, it also would have been nicer if the decks were a little more like themed in some way. I guess they tried with this one, with the Arima the Wicked Warden and the Layer of Darkness, but I don't know. It still doesn't really work as a Layer of Darkness deck. So we got the Slifer the Sky Dragon, then we got the Soul Crossing, the ultra rare Soul Crossing, Thunder Force Attack. That's the awesome Slifer spell. Cannot be negated. When you control your Slifer the Sky Dragon, destroy as many face-up monsters as possible. And then, if you activate this card during your main phase, you draw as many cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed by this effect. So, great for drawing cards into your hand, for powering up your Slifer, and you blow up everything on your opponent's field. Monsters, anyway. Millennium Seeker. A lot of people are confused about how to use this card. So am I, pretty much. It's got such a really long effect, and I've read through it, online and stuff so many times, and same with other people's videos. From what I've seen, is that they've said, I've read through this card so many times, is what they've said, and still don't understand how to use it. I'm not really going to read through it because, as I said, there's other videos where you can see that, but it's just got such a confusing effect. Someone eventually is going to figure out how this card is useful for something. It's clearly some kind of a searcher, but nobody's figured out how it works. Ultimate Divine Beast. This is a good card, mostly for Obelisk, which is why I'm a little confused as to why it's not in both decks. I mean, yeah, it's got Slifer in the art, but it's usable on any Divine Beast monster. Special summons it from your graveyard. The only one this doesn't work on, obviously, would be Ra. I mean, you can use this on Slifer or Obelisk. You just can't use this on Ra because it can't be special summoned. But yeah, that was one of my complaints too about this, is that Ultimate Divine Beast wasn't in both decks. It really should have been. I mean, because this card is really mostly great for Obelisk because you're summoning out something that has guaranteed 4,000 defense, whereas with Slifer, it's going to be whatever's in your hand, or in that case, it's probably not going to be as high as 4,000 sometimes, although it might be. We have Tellus, the Little Angel. This card is good for bringing out tokens. It's pretty okay. I'm probably not going to use it personally, but it's a good card. Reactor Slime, great for just Divine Beasts in general. Also has that whole metal reflect slime effect. We got that Harpy's Feather Duster. That's what everyone was really excited for. That's the reprint that everybody wanted. And then we got the rest of the cards. We got Breaker, Beast King Barbaros, Nine-Tailed Fox, Phantom Sky Blaster, Card Guard, Caligo Claw Crow, Electromagnetic Turtle, Breaker the Dark Magical Warrior, Scapegoat. Great. What I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about putting this in the Obelisk deck if I can find a place for it, and the Phantom Sky Blaster in the Slifer deck. And that will be another video where I modify the God decks from the previous video with these new cards. And then we've got the playset of Arima the Wicked Warden and a Duke Shade, the Sinister Shadow Lord. This is them trying to say that the deck is supposed to be a Layer of Darkness deck, but it's not really. I mean, there's only one Layer of Darkness in the deck, and you put 3 Arimas in there, and there's only one card that guy can search out. So what's the point of having 3? I don't know. Clock Wyvern, Tenyi Spirit Vishuddha, Special Summoner. A lot of Special Summoners in these decks, of course, because you want a swarmy field. Then we go to the spells. We got Swords of Revealing Light, Monster Reborn, Book of Moon, Enemy Controller, Pot of Avarice, March of the Monarchs, Supply Squad, Card Advance, and the True Name, the 2-card combo there that everybody's been talking about with this deck. It's great. Card Advance, you stack your deck with the top 5 cards, and you get to look at them, and you get to put them in any order you want, and then put them back. And then with the True Name, you combo off that because you declare the top card of your deck, and if you get it right, you get to add it to your hand, and then get 1 Divine Monster, either special summon it or add it to your hand. So, of course, you already know what the top card of your deck is after you activate Card Advance, and also if you play your cards right. Didn't actually intend to say that, but okay, we're going with it. With Card Advance, you get an additional Tribute Summon. So, if you're able to get the whole True Name and Card Advance in the same turn, you can bring your God out on the same turn. You don't necessarily have to special summon it with the True Name. You can just add it to your hand. That way, you're not special summoning it, in which case it would get blown up during the end phase. Then we have one-time passcode. Only 1 Layer of Darkness. Don't really get it. Draw of Fate. It's a draw card. Not really so sure how good of a draw card it is for Slifer, but it's a draw card anyway, so it's there. Reprint Mirror Force. Always nice to get one of those that's easier to get a hold of than one of the hollows. Reckless Greed. Great draw power for Slifer. Metal Reflect Slime. You have that Reactor Slime, Metal Reflect Slime combo. The Golden Apples, just more token generation. And Back to the Front, which gets a monster from your graveyard in defense position. Similar to Ultimate Divine Beast, except it's a normal trap, not a continuous trap, and you can use it on any monster. So a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, use this on your god, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can use it on anything. So that's it for the Slifer deck. Let's go ahead and move on to the Obelisk deck. Struggling a little bit because I don't have fingernails. Alright. So here we got the Obelisk deck. Let's see if we can get that tab thing a little better this time. There we go. Sort of. A little bit better than the Slifer deck. Alright. Again, the classic art, Obelisk the Tormentor. Always nice to have a nice shiny reprint of something. Nice brand new reprint. Soul Crossing. Fist of Fate. The Obelisk attack. This one doesn't have quite the same destructive capabilities as the Slifer one, but it's still pretty great. It's still alright, you know? Its activation and effect cannot be negated, again, making it a God Strength spell card. You control a monster whose original name is Obelisk the Tormentor. Negate the effects of one effect monster your opponent controls and destroy it. And if you do, for the rest of this turn, the effects of that monster are negated, as well as any other effects of monsters with that same original name. And then if you activate this turn during your main phase, you can destroy all spells and traps that your opponent controls. So, great for if you want to get rid of your opponent's ace monster on the field, stop it from using its effect. And if you use it during your own turn, you get to essentially get a Harpy's Feather Duster. And blowing up your opponent's backfield is always great for the gods, because you don't want them running into something like a Mirror Force, especially if they don't have protection from it. You got Divine Evolution. That is the specialty card in this deck. Slifer deck got the Ultimate Divine Beast, and this one got Divine Evolution. This is, a lot of people have been asking about the background art. It's actually the evolved Wicked Dreadroot from the manga. The guy, I think his name is Yako. Yeah, he uses the Wicked gods, the other cards that are typed on the effect there. This card can affect any monster who's either Divine Beast type or whose original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadroot, or the Wicked Eraser. So in the manga, there's this guy who uses those three cards, the Wicked God series, and that is, as far as I know to my knowledge, the evolved Wicked Dreadroot. So that's kind of a cool little art tidbit about the card there. So it can be used on any of the God cards or the Wicked God cards, and that card gains 1,000 attack and defense, and its effect activations and its activated effects cannot be negated. So most of the gods only have on them that their summons can't be responded to or negated, right? But now, if you Divine Evolution your god, anytime you use its effect, your opponent won't be able to negate it. So that's great. And you also get this other effect, that when this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard. And this is not targeting anything, by the way. This has been brought up before. This effect doesn't target. This just makes your opponent have to send one monster they control to the graveyard. So that's pretty nice. Level Resist Wall. This is one that I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to be putting in the Obelisk deck or not. I think I'm going to try it, because it seems like a good card, especially for swarming the field with monsters. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, target one of those monsters, and then special summon monsters from your deck in defense position so that their combined levels equal the level of that monster but negate their effects. You can only activate one level resist wall per turn. So that's great. If, you know, I realize that you can actually use that on anything. So like for the Obelisk deck, I've got a lot of synchros in there. In the last video, we saw the God decks already. We'll show the decks again in the next video when I show changing the decks up with these new cards. But the synchro monsters would actually be great for level resist wall. If I got like a level 8 or even level 9, 10, or 12, especially that synchro, if that gets that gets destroyed somehow, level resist wall, a level 12, can bring out like 3 level 4 monsters. I mean, that alone is just great. Let's see, going on, we've got Angel 01, super rare Mermere. This card, I was unsure if I was going to use it or not, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the Mermere Unmasked Dragon combo in the Obelisk deck. I think it'll go great, especially considering Mermere is a tuner, and after using its effect, you reduce its levels by 1, and you get to summon a little token. And you can do that up to 3 times. So you reduce its level by 3, and that brings it down to a level 4 tuner, which is really interesting. I don't actually have any of those in that particular deck. So I'm going to actually, I think I am actually, in fact, going to use the Mermere Masked Dragon combo. And we've got the Harpy's Feather Duster, a great reprint that they decided to give us in both decks. That was nice. You got your playset of Nimble Mangas. I don't get the whole Nimble Manga thing. If they were going to go with a beast thing, then they should have gone with the beast thing. You know, like I said before, that was one of my main complaints about these decks, is that they didn't seem to have any thought put into them, like they had no theme. I guess a lot of us just hoped that Konami would have put a little more thought into these decks. Whatever, though, I mean, the support cards are great. That's the main reason why most people are getting them, honestly. You know, let's all just agree with that. Then we got Bazu the Soul Eater. Moving on, Cyber Dragon. Hardened Arm Dragon. This is a great card for tributing to summon your god, because any level 7 or higher monster that you summon by tributing this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. So immediately you're able to make your Slifer or your Obelisk immune to things like Mirror Force or Dark Hole in that case, because they're just unaffected by card effects entirely, which is great. Super Nimble Mega Hamster. Moving on. Evil Swarm Mandragora. A lot of special summoning monsters. Photon Saber Tiger, 2 of them. A lot of people are upset that there wasn't 3. Yeah, kind of like with the Arima the Wicked Wardens. If you're going to give us a playset of something because their effects kind of demand it in a way, especially with Photon Saber Tiger, because you need to control more than 1 Photon Saber Tiger in order for this card to be viable. So having 3 would have been even better than just having 2. Evil Swarm Salamandra, another Evil Swarm monster. Playset of Ra's Disciple. Thank goodness they gave us a playset of that, because you kind of need 3 of them to be your Egyptian god tributes. Unmasked Dragon. That's the card that goes with Mermere. With this, you can special summon another worm monster with 1500 or less defense. Mermere has 1400 defense. Let's go. Yeah. Mermere has 1400 defense. And its effect says it cannot be special summoned, although except by the effect of another worm monster. So that's what the Unmasked Dragon is for. So you don't necessarily need to special summon the Mermere with Unmasked Dragon, but if you don't, then you have to tribute 2 monsters to bring it out. So, you know. Nimble Beaver. And Condemned Witch. That's for the forbidden quick play spells if you plan on using them. But he also has she also has the ability to bring out another level 4 fairy monster, so that's of course for the Ra's Disciple. Then we've got the Gizmex. I never even really knew what these cards were. They're one of those archetypes that I'm just not really that familiar with. When I saw the effects, though, you know, I noticed that it was kind of interesting. It especially goes good with Obelisk. The effects have a lot to do with monsters that have the same attack and defense. So, yeah, I can understand that. But, you know, again, like I said, if you're going to do something like that, why not make the whole deck a Gizmek deck? I mean, Obelisk is the god that has Same attack and defense stats. It's got the whole 4,000 thing going. So, I don't know. Again, it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Brain Control, Monster Reborn, Different Dimension Capsule, Pot of Avarice, Double Summon, the Forbidden Chalice, Forbidden Lance, and Forbidden Dress spells, Supply Squad, the Monarch Stormforth, great for, it's basically another Soul Crossing, but it can be used for any tribute summon. So I guess, okay, here's, if you're not using this on your god, you can use this on, say, Mermare. There you go. Now you don't have to tribute summon using your own monsters to bring out Mermare, because Mermare is not really that strong of a card all on its own. It's mostly there for its effect. Then you've got your traps, besides Level Resist Wall. You've got Call of the Haunted, Cloning, Drowning Mirror Force, and that's it. That's it. Then you got just these other little gimmicky cards here. So that's it for the unboxing. We'll go ahead and do another video for putting the new cards into the Slifer and Obelisk decks from the other video from before. We'll go ahead and you get to see those decks again. So we'll see you in that next upload. All right? Believe in the heart of the cards. Bye.